Hello everyone! The Burning Legion has invaded Azeroth once again, and hunters are able to pick up 3 different artifacts to empower them in this war. For survival hunters, it's Talonclaw, Spear of the Wild Gods, the spear wielded by none other than Hul High Mountain, but it was lost in battle against the fierce Night Saber called the Kar. Many have tried to retrieve it over the years, all have failed. Now upon the High Mountain's elders, they believe that recovering Talonclaw is the key to drive the Legion from the lands. She, together with her brother Wuho, they're heading out to slay the beast and claim the spear. If we were to join them, we'd be sure to succeed, so naturally we join her on this quest. But before we can begin, we must first obtain the blessing of Onara.
Let us be off. Follow me. Talonclaw has been lost for so long that many Tauren have never even laid eyes upon it. The elders still tell stories of how our greatest hunters wielded the spear in defense of our land. These heroes slew terrible monsters and fought off countless invaders. Doro High Mountain was last to wield it. His end came at the claws of a corrupted Night Saber that preyed upon our villages. We called the beast Dakar, a once noble creature driven to madness by a deranged Frykul mystic. Doro fought it off, then tracked the beast back to Stormheim. He never returned, and Talonclaw was never seen again. Every now and then, a brave hunter seeks Talonclaw. They commune with the eagle spirit, receive her blessing, and begin their hunt. Sadly, these pursuits have always ended the same way. Death. Something is wrong. There is strange... Look out!
Apata is plucked out of the sky as our Griffin manages to get us to safety. But we can't just leave her behind, and at the cave, we find the source of the disturbed elementals and this strange wild growth assaulting the peak.
Why are you doing this? I know the peace has always been uneasy, but...
Your tribe had plenty of time to reclaim the spear, but failed. I will bring back Talonclaw for the Blood Totem. If only this stubborn spirit would obey.
I am glad to see you.
Another interloper? Do not meddle in High Mountain affairs.
Dagar Blood Totem tried to force Onara to give him the blessing. He is unworthy, so we put him down, and as thanks, Onara not only blesses our journey, she also offers us a ride down into Hellmouth Shallows.
Whoa! Have you found the monster?
Not yet, but it is indeed the foe we seek. The Gavaldir here speak of a giant cat that made its lair in the deep swamps. They raised a wall of magic wards to keep it at bay.
We must find a way through. Wuho, you and I should examine the wards, while our friend searches the harbor.
Something stirs in the shallows. It may be the beast. Activate the ward stones. I grow weary of your errands, old one.
We get to search for the way through the magical wards, while Wuho and Apata, they hang out in the back. It turns out that the Mist Warders, they're using ward stones, and with these stones, we should be able to break through their wall. As we go about killing everyone in the village, let's talk a little bit about the history of the weapon. Long before the War of the Ancients, Tauren tribes roamed the sprawling wilds of ancient Kalimdor. The High Mountain tribe at the time was led by Chieftain Morren High Mountain, who saved Onara, a wild god in the form of a giant eagle spirit, from an attack by fire elementals. In thanks, the eagle infused a portion of her essence into Morren's spear, gifting it with powerful magical abilities. Morren carved Onara's name into the weapon, which his people took to calling the eagle spear in her honor. To commemorate other heroes that they encountered, enemies they bested, events that they witnessed, Morren carved their name onto the eagle spear as well. As the spear was passed down to his descendants, they too carried on this tradition. In this way, the spear became a living history of the High Mountain tribe. Now Morren's granddaughter Eruna was expected to become her tribe's leader, but before she could believe herself worthy of this responsibility, she took the eagle spear with her on a pilgrimage, a rite of passage to prove herself. In the northern lands, she rushed to defend a family of night elves from tentacle beings coming forth from a vast cave, wielding sinister magic, servants of the old gods who slumbered in dark places but were now awakening. She was joined in the struggle by a mighty bear who revealed himself as an ancient named Ursak. Together, Eruna and Ursak drove the strange creatures away, and the colossal bear took Aruna's measure and judged her worthy. Ursak told her that a great darkness was coming and that the world would need strong warriors and leaders like her to face it. To aid her, he blessed her spear as well, adding his might to its enchanted power. In gratitude, Aruna carved Ursak's name into the weapon, continuing the living story of the eagle spear, and she returned to her people ready to lead them. Long after Aruna's passing, the spear was handed down to Huln High Mountain. Facing a devastating invasion from the Burning Legion, Hul unified other Tauren tribes under his banner to join the Night Elves in fighting the demons. During one heated battle, Huln tried to protect the two-headed wolf ancient named Omen from the forces of the Legion, but the great beast was gravely wounded and poisoned with foul energy. Before he succumbed to the demonic corruption, Omen gave his last breath of purity to the spear, adding to the powers of the other wild gods. Now Huln, he placed the ancient name on the spear as well, so that his courage would always be remembered. And those that have experienced the Lunar Festival, you might remember fighting against the corrupted Omen at the Moonglade. The whole tradition of carving names into the weapon, that was something already established in the War of the Ancients trilogy. In that book, we read about Jared Shadowsong trying to lead the Night of Resistance, and he's trying to get his people to work together with the Furbolg, the Urvan, and the Tauren. This is what the book described. Coming up on Huln, Jared lunged at a demon seeking the Tauren side. Huln noticed the action, and he gave the Night Elf an appreciative snort. "I will carve your name on my spear," he rumbled. "You will be honored by generations on my line." "I'd be honored just to live through this," Jared replied. "Ha! Such wisdom in one so young." So somewhere amongst these carved names on the weapon should be the name of Jared Shadowsong. During the vision shown by Spiritwalker Ebonhorn, the one that takes you back to the War of the Ancients time period, we can see that Huln was responsible for sending the Lord of the Nafrezim named Tychondrius back to the Twisting Nether, while Tauren elders still tell the tales of Doomlord Zyburn, who made it his personal mission to eradicate their race, and that Huln, he swore to kill him. The two bitter foes finally clashed during the battle for the Well of Eternity, and their fight ended only when Huln, seemingly beaten, landed a near-killing strike to Zyburn's face with his spear. The demon narrowly deflected the weapon, which, imbued with the spirit's power, nonetheless struck him in the left eye, blinding him on that side. Huln won this battle, but before he could slay the Doomlord, Zyburn, along with most of the demons, they were sucked back into the portal that they came from at the end of the war. As the land of Kalimdor shuddered and began to break apart, Huln and his people fled for their lives. After the War of the Ancients, the Tauren tribes, they went their separate ways, and with their ancestral land destroyed in the Great Sundering, Huln led his people on a quest to find a new home. They traveled far, and they saw many parts of the reshaped Azeroth before making their way to the Broken Isles, where they built the village of Thunder Totem in the shadow of the Isle's tallest peak. Having led his tribe to safety, Huln High Mountain granted the Eagle Spear to his successor, and he went to join his ancestors. Legend has it that Onara herself appeared to carry the spirit of the great chieftain into the sky. The tradition of passing Talonclaw to the greatest hunter of the High Mountain tribe, that was carried on for many generations. If there were threats to the tribe or challenges to be conquered, the spear would be brought into battle. And so it was that when word came out of a mysterious beast stalking the wilds of Stormheim, Nelmus High Mountain took up the spear and he set out to either tame the creature or destroy it. When weeks passed without any word from Nelmus, a search party was dispatched. Though they looked far and wide, no trace of the famed hunter or his spear could be found, and several party members were lost to the unknown beast that prowled the mists. Over the years, many other brave hunters would set out to find the creature. Most were never heard from again, and the treasured spear had not been seen since Nelmus disappeared. Now this information, this story, it comes from the chapters you get as you gain more artifact research. As you might imagine, I don't have the time to wait for weeks to unlock all the chapters, so this information is taken from Aboutpedia. It's possible that the information has changed since beta times, as here it is that they described Nelmus to be the last to wield the spear, while Apada clearly said that it was Doro High Mountain. So please keep that in mind, it's possible that they've made a few changes since beta time. Either way, it's Doro that was the last one to be seen with the spear. Time to change that fact, as we've collected the ward stones required, and we can make a way past the wall.
Calm yourself, Wuho.
Our tribe's greatest weapon and its ancient enemy are but a few strides away. I will not be stopped by some foul fog magic!
Patience, brother. To gaze upon Talonclaw will be a sight to remember. Look, our friend returns. Sun and moon. Wonderful. I can just attach them here, and... It is done. Let us go across. I am glad to see. It is eerily quiet.
I cannot sense any beasts at all!
And yet, I am certain we are being watched. The beast is there! Anshe, protect us!
The Dakar has shown himself, and he and his kind have the ability to hide in the shadows. A well-placed flare will give us the opportunity to strike at them, but the Dakar himself will be a little bit trickier to trap.
It went into that deep patch of mist. It could be hiding anywhere. Hero, do you have a trap strong enough to hold the beast?
I don't think so.
Perhaps something explosive to disperse the mist. We are right behind you, Master Trapper. We will stand guard as you said it.
The mist dissipates, revealing Dakar in the trap. But the legend of those lost while trying to track him down, they do not exist without reason, and it's Wuho that's taken out first.
Wuho! No! Beloved brother, I should never have brought you. You shall be avenged. We must finish this. Follow the monster.
The wounds inflicted are not healing, so we must finish this quickly before we bleed out. Another trap should do the trick, and sure enough, the cat is revealed once more, only to claim another life.
It is over for me. You must finish this. Slay the monster. Find Talonclaw.
It's just us left standing now. The cat and hunter meet eyes. Talonclaw is resting in the back, and nothing, not even this tormented beast, will stand in our way of obtaining this legendary artifact. The beast, after a fierce battle, finally goes down, and we claim our prize.
At long last, the monster is dead, and our relic reclaimed. My spirit can finally move on from this place. Hero, I sense your destiny lies with the ancient night elf who started you on this journey. Before I depart, I can send you back to the city in the sky. May Talonclaw serve you well.
Doro will make sure that the spirits of Wuho and Apata, that they will not linger on, and we have brought down the Bane of High Mountain and obtained Talonclaw. Imbued with the powers of the Wild Gods, hunters will wield it in the war against the Legion as they adventure through the Broken Isles. However, those are a story for another day, so for now, thank you very much for watching everyone, subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time guys, see ya!